Currently, not much is known about the Battlefield 1 single player. We've seen hints, flashes of footage, but nothing really substantial to let us know what we can expect. And Battlefield has never really been known for its single player experience either. But last year, with the release of Battlefield Hardline, the franchise did give it a good go, and it produced something interesting for the most part, but it was kinda lacking a certain substance. Well, today we got our first confirmation of some high-level actions coming in the single player, and a very short teaser of the trailer that's going to be released for the single player tomorrow on Tuesday the 27th of September. So first of all, some of those high-level actions that will be coming. There's a quote on the website for the Entertainment Software Ratings Board. That's a company that assigns age ratings to different games, and it basically gives a brief description of the single player. This is a first-person shooter set in various locations during World War I. As players progress through the storyline, they assume the roles of fighter pilot, armour crewman, rebel fighter, and message runner in order to complete missions. Now that's not the full message, but this is definitely high-level material. That being said though, it does give us an idea for what DICE are going to be including for different locations in the story, incorporating all different types of play and really going for a full scope of World War I. DICE have previously used the single-player aspect of Battlefield games to prepare people for the multiplayer, the key part of the game and what most people buy a Battlefield game for. The mention of being a fighter pilot and even armour crewman here fits right into that mould very nicely. If we look back at some of the older Battlefield 1 assets, we can link a lot of this information back to different screenshots and different clips that have already been released. Here in the first trailer, we got flashes of crew inside the tank, along with more scenes of that nature later on in different trailers. This is probably where you get to play as the crewman. The British crew appear to be under attack, having to defend themselves as the German soldiers outside start to try and get into the tank. If we link it all together, it looks like artillery fire starts to rain down on them after Edwards, one of the crewmen, loses his hearing after a shot being fired right next to him. Beyond that, we have a small flash of a person moving to sit upright in his plane seat, and that could link to the mission where you play as the fighter pilot. The reason I think that, none of the player models from the multiplayer section of the game seem to feature that wonderful moustache, so I can only assume that this is the single player. Not only that, but the pilot is sitting in a bright red plane. Could this be the Red Baron? We'll have to wait and see. The mention of the rebel fighter in the script might be linked to the scene that we saw at the end of the Gamescom trailer, where a man is dragging a woman's body through the desert at night, saying, "The legend of Lawrence of Arabia dies tonight." Now, Lawrence of Arabia is most well known for his work during the Arab Revolt against the Ottoman Empire during World War I. He worked with large groups of rebels in the Sinai Peninsula and the surrounding areas to bring down major parts of the Ottoman-controlled railway network, stopping supplies and the movement of their troops. Within those rebel groups, there are stories of women playing vital roles. This footage and the footage of the woman in the first reveal trailer riding a horse might be the link to you playing as a rebel fighter in the single player. And then we have this shot right here, probably the most iconic from the reveal trailer. We've got a young soldier looking up and seeing the gigantic airship moving above him. That doesn't appear to be explained in the message from ESRB. That could be something that they just simply haven't mentioned, or something that's still to be confirmed by DICE. The teaser for the single player trailer that I mentioned at the start of the video doesn't show off a lot, but it does highlight the aerial combat that you'll get to take part in. That and the fact that rather than shooting at enemies, the passenger appears to like to take photographs of his enemies. This trailer is really one of the last pieces to the puzzle with all the content that's on offer in Battlefield 1, and I'm actually really looking forward to seeing what it contains. I really hope that they can just do this one justice this time. So, let me know what you think of some of this down below in the comments. Will you even be playing the single player, or is it all about the multiplayer when it comes to Battlefield games? Let me know down in the comments and I'll be reading and replying to as many as I can. But until next time, my name is Westie, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.